Beep. Oh, hi! Hi. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. I know it's been quite a while. I do have excuses. If you want to hear them, in fact no, if you don't want to hear them, object now. No objections? Okay. Number one, as I made you aware last time, well, not anymore. I had just moved out into my own flat, and that's a somewhat tumultuous experience. The shockwaves of which no, I can't. I've just been lazy. I have moved into my flat for almost 2 months now. That's no excuse. Scratch that off the list. Number two, I just recently became an uncle for the first time, which was very exciting. So my duties as an uncle have included holding the baby when he's not crying and watching as his nappies get changed. So that's not really a valid excuse either, is it? Thirdly, I started my PhD, finally, which in fairness is quite a lot of work, but it does leave me with my evenings free, and that's time that I could have been using to make videos, but I haven't been. So that's it. Those are my reasons. They aren't great reasons, I'll give you that, but they're reasons nonetheless. Speaking of starting my PhD, you may recall that in my last video I mentioned the fact that until I got my PhD grant money I'd be living on a very slim budget. Since then, I've received my PhD grant money, so I'm no longer living on quite such a slim budget, which is good news. What was the first thing I did after I got paid? I went to IKEA. Because reason 1, flat, and consequence of reason 3, PhD money, means, of course, the mandatory trip to the Swedish haven of flat pack furniture. So you've actually caught me at quite a bad time, because I'm currently constructing my desk. Micke, we'll be calling him Micke, which I've been assured is very easy to assemble, but it concerns me that there are 37 plus steps in the instruction manual. So we'll see. This may be quite a long video. I'll continue with that later, it's very stressful. I also bought this lovely lamp. Kvart, which is, I believe, Swedish for bringer of light, if I'm not mistaken. But when I took it out of the packet I was quite disappointed because I hold it just right. Do you see it's got a slight kink in the metal stem? And I was like, the IKEA in Glasgow is in the middle of just about nowhere, and I wasn't so keen to have to take this back to return it for a perpendicular stem to the base, because this is not on. And it wasn't a cheap lamp. It wasn't an expensive lamp, but it wasn't a cheap lamp either. But then I looked on the front of the instruction manual and I noticed, does that have a kink? I couldn't decide if my mind was just focusing in on kinks that weren't actually there, so of course I fetched a ruler, and believe it or not, science, there is an ever so slight kink. Clearly, Kvart, Swedish for kink. Kinky. That's all I've really got to say today. I'll sign off for now and I'll say see you soon.